Welcome to Buckle Breakdown. I'm your host, Ruben Lenton, and today I am joined by Mike, the founder of the Big Air Kite League. We're here to revisit some of the most extreme kiteboarding from the 2022 season. And all of these riders really want to win, but what does it actually take to become the Big Air champion?
So Ruben, our judges are awarding extreme technical big airs. That means we want to see these riders taking to the sky, performing powerful maneuvers and extreme technical aerobatics.
So today we will take you through some of the most notable moments of each event. We will do some in-depth trick analysis and bring you some epic rider stats.
We visited 4 destinations in the 2022 tour and kicked it off in France with Lords of Tram. Lords of Tram delivered nuking wind right at the start of the competition. We had 30 to 55 knots of cold wind, butter flat water, highly variable wind, and it was crazy cold.
Some of the most notable moments from this event, Lords of Tram. Unfortunately, Janek, the 2021 title defender, couldn't join us due to an illness.
Local favorite Edgar Ulrich unfortunately wasn't able to continue to the end of the event due to an injury. I believe he had a hip injury.
And we saw some of the first double loops being performed in competition.
Not only that, but this was a moment in history as it was the first event for the first ever women's Big Air Tour.
So Mike, what were some of the standouts in this event?
Some of the standouts were Andrea Principi putting on an amazing show as usual, Ivan Klein from Holland really taking to the skies, a fellow Italian Lorenzo Casati also putting on an incredible performance, Heel Flucht performing some crazy double and S loops, and Stein Mühl bringing some traditional, powerful, high big air into the mix.
That sounds like an action-packed event with some of the best riders there, man.
It was incredible, and we saw Andrea Principi, Heel Flucht and Stein Mühl battling it out in the final. So Ruben, tell us about the women's podium.
So the women's podium consisted of Pippa van Iersel, Justine Everill and Francesca Mani.
Women's big air was looking awesome, and I especially love this shot of Pippa van Iersel performing a beautiful kite loop laid back roll. Damn, these women shred.
Let's look at some of the best tricks of this event. As an outsider, this might be very confusing to see the riders fly across the sky performing all these crazy moves. So take me down to one of the most extreme tricks of the event, Mike.
Let's take a closer look at Giel's S-loop. Now, you were the first guy to ever do the S-loop. Can you tell us a bit about this trick?
That's right, I almost forgot about that. It was in 2009, I believe. It was a massive storm in the Netherlands. I was riding my 5-meter kite, so super small kite. And I just felt it was so playful and I could just do more than a mega loop and even rewind it halfway. It was a scary trick. I kind of bumped out on the landing, but I never tried it after. So 14 years later, Giel's taking it to the next level in competition.
Guys, isn't that insane? So Ruben, the father of big air kiteboarding, performed this trick 14 years ago, and we went 14 years without it being performed again. Absolutely incredible that you were pushing the sport so hard so many years ago.
Very risky maneuver, and that's why we haven't seen it. So let's take a closer look at Giel's S-loop.
So with the S-loop, the rider is literally drawing an S in the sky. Now look how fast the kite moves into the bottom part of the S. This creates an enormous downwind pull, so he approaches his kite and his lines go slack.
So the S-loop is a very controversial move for the mind. You have to be ready for it. Whilst you're pulling the mega loop, you need to yank the bar the other way, so the kite actually switches around and stalls, makes you free fall, and then the kite needs to catch you before you hit the water. It's a very scary move.
So it's a miracle that his kite actually caught him in this one. And I think it's made possible by these lighter materials and innovation with kite gear.
Yes, the materials are becoming much and much better, so the kites get more direct, more efficient, and we're gonna see more extreme moves as the sport progresses. So Mike, what were some of the most interesting rider stats from this event?
Let's take a look at Andrea's stats. So checking out these stats, you'll see Andrea's highest trick score is a 9.08 and his average trick score is a whopping 6.54. Now guys, that is super high. And not only is he pulling in high scores, he's got excellent variety in his performance. So he's got an average variety score of 3.29.
Those are some epic stats, Mike, but what does it take to win a heat?
So a rider's heat score is made up of their top 2 unique tricks as well as a variety score. We give the variety score because we want to see the rider performing different tricks within their heat. And that's how you get the most complete rider.
Some great action in the Pro 2 division, and with a massive standout taking the win, Theo van Beek. The women's division winner, Pippa van Iersel. And the pro winner, standing the top of the podium, Andrea Principi from Italy. Alright, time to dive into the second stop of the year, the full power Tarifa, powered by Core.
So Ruben, what I love about this spot is it's like the Colosseum, and we've got these riders going into battle. The riders were in 7 and 8 meter kites in 30 to 40 knots of wind. We had flat water with kickers in front of the rider to add that line tension.
So let's look at some of the most notable moments from this event.
There was a huge upset for the entire big air community when just days before the event, Janek Jegorzeski crashed and fractured both of his ankles and wasn't able to compete, and it actually took him out of kiting for an entire year.
And it was the first time in Bakkel history that we saw a couple win the event, Zara Hogeraad and Giel Vlucht. The Kitemaner rider of the day, voted by the public, was Beto Gomez from Colombia. So what were some of the major standouts of this event?
So in this event we saw the two Italians, Andrea Principi and Lorenzo Casati, going head to head before the final round. And unfortunately, only one of them could advance. As a result, we saw Giel Vlucht, Andrea Principi and Liam Whaley in the final heat, and it was fierce.
So it was the same podium, just in a slightly different order, where Zara Hogeraad in first place, Justine Averill in second and Pippa van Iersel in third. Let's look at some of the best tricks of this event. One of the most technical riders on tour is Andrea Principi. He is going crazy, so please explain me a little bit more about this trick, Mike.
So in this trick, first of all, Andrea is going in with beautiful edging, and he's got a huge spray coming off of the board. And that's how you know he's bringing a lot of power into the move. Now right at the peak moment here, you'll see Andrea's got his board off, he's rotating, and he's pulling a kite loop all at the same time. Big Air is really at an extreme level these days. Beautiful riding.
So let's take a quick look at the point race for the championships. Unfortunately, Pippa van Iersel, who was leading the women's division, had to pull out due to a knee injury. Giel and Andrea are neck and neck. So whilst we're at it, let's pull up some data.
So one of the riders with an amazing performance in this event was local Zara Hogeraad. Now let's check out Zara's stats. Her highest trick score is a whopping 7.78. And her average trick score across all Bakkel events is a 4.87. Her average variety score for variety in her performance is 2.23. Fantastic riding throughout the year by Zara. So right after Zara, we're going to check out her boyfriend, Giel Vlucht. So Giel's highest trick score is a whopping 9.63 for that massive S-loop in Lords of Tram. His average trick score is also a staggering 6.1 points. Now this is an average score, guys, and that is very high. And his average variety score is a 3.13. Giel is always bringing the fire and is a very complete rider in all of his performances. Now the last rider's stats that I want to check out for this event are Italian rider Lorenzo Casati. This guy's highest trick score is an 8.15 and his average trick score is a 5.27. Lorenzo rides beautifully and is always in control. His average variety score is extremely high with a 3.5. Now Lorenzo later in the year went on to win Red Bull King of the Air with a spectacular performance that wowed the world.
The Pro 2 division winner was Michiel Schipper from Holland with some phenomenal riding. Then the women's division winner, Zara Hogeraad, once again shining to the top. And the Pro Division winner, Giel Vlucht, some powerful riding and taking it to the extreme. So we're here at the second tour stop of the championships. Let's look at the points race. Unfortunately, Pippa van Iersel, who was leading the women's division, had to pull out due to a knee injury.
And we've got Giel and Andrea neck and neck, making for an intense rivalry at the start of the 2022 tour.
And we're off to Paradise for the third tour stop of the Big Air Kite League in kiteboarding Mecca, Brazil for the Alchemist Tatajuba Fest.
So we were greeted with 25 to 30 knots of pure, steady wind. The riders were mostly on 8 and 9 meter kites, And in prior years of this event, we had butterflat water. But in 2022, we had slightly choppy water due to the change in the lagoon bathymetry. What were some of the notable moments from this event?
Well, from what I saw, we were the first big air event with live FPV drone footage, making it very dynamic and exciting to look at. Everybody was frothing on that. And also, to get better conditions, we moved the event from Tatajuba to Guryu. So Mike, who were some of the massive standouts in this event?
So we had 30 plus riders flying in from all over the world. Some of the standouts were Jeremy Burlando, his fellow Italian Andrea Principi, Giel Vlug from Holland, and 5-time world champion Aaron Hadlow. There were some amazing moments in this event. For one, we saw the first ever boogie board off by a woman in competition, and that was by Michele Sol, local Brazilian shredder. That was incredible. We also saw local hero Victor Emmanuel taking on Giel Vlug with an incredible heat and a very narrow loss, which allowed Giel Vlug to pass into the final. Italy is clearly producing some amazing riders, as we saw 2 Italians in the final, Andrea Principi and Jeremy Burlando. Andrea was the favorite to win the event, going into the final with the highest score of the entire event. But Jeremy Burlando put on an amazing show and performed beautiful controlled maneuvers to take the win.
And also in the women's pro division, we saw some very exciting riding with on the podium winner Michele Sol, multiple times world champion, taking on Angélique Boulou, who is a veteran in the big air scene. And in second place, we had Carly Toma. What an exciting riding by these ladies, and I cannot wait to see where this is going for the rest of the tour.
There was some epic riding in this event. Now let's take a closer look at Michele Sol's boogie board off.
So let's play it back in slow-mo. Mika's boogie loop board off. Here she dives forward, she's reaching for the board, she's taking it off with a very nice leg extension and just putting on that board after completing the rotation and coming in for a full speed landing. Beautiful riding by Mika. So let's dive into some rider stats.
Cool, Ruben. Let's have a look at Jeremy Burlando's stats for a start. So Jeremy, hailing from Italy, is a young rider putting on incredible performances every time you watch him in every discipline of kite surfing. His highest trick score is an 8.7. His average trick score throughout all our Backle events is a 5.9, and his average variety score is a 2.79. He's consistently posting very high results, and this is probably going to give him a great finish at the end of the 2022 Backle season. Moving on to Michele Sol from Brazil, she has got a highest trick score of 7.35, an average trick score a whopping 5.86, and an average variety score of 2.15 throughout her Big Air Kite League performances. This woman is definitely one to watch out for over the next few years.
So, the winners for this event, Carlos Magno from Brazil took home the win in the Pro 2 division. For the women's division, the winner was Michele Sol, very well deserved with her epic riding. And the winner of the Pro division, Jeremy Burlando, with an epic performance. So Mike, with these results in, where does that leave us for the point race to become Big Air champion?
Once more, we've got Andrea and Giel coming in neck and neck. And that's because every rider gets to discard their one worst result throughout the tour.
So the battle continues and it all comes down to the last event.
So it's been an amazing year so far, and we're heading off to Cape Town for the final event to crown the Big Air champions.
Where we will find 35 plus knot wind, very dense, cold winds, massive kickers rolling in, guaranteed epic Big Air action from the world's best riders. So Mike, what are some of the most notable moments from this event?
So Ruben, it's pretty crazy, but Giel went into this event with a pretty solid injury. He actually injured his collarbone playing paddle. How's that?
Oh, unlucky.
A really special moment in this event was when we saw the first ever double loop by a woman, not only in competition, but ever, and that was by Francesca Maini. A fierce battle ensued when Angélique Boulou retaliated with an even bigger double loop in the final heat. One of the big upsets for this event was that Andrea Principi, who was tied in the Big Air Tour rankings, wasn't able to attend the event, leaving the title open for grabs for Giel Vlug. However, Giel still had to make sure he performed spectacularly in order to secure the result.
We have an amazing fleet with the top riders attending, so who were some of the massive standouts in this event?
Rides to look out for were Ivan Klein from Holland, Jeremy Burlando from Italy, Luca Cerruti from South Africa, Jason van der Spey also from South Africa, Giel Vlucht and Koen van Dijk, both coming from Holland. These guys put in incredible performances, and we've got some wonderful drone footage to bring you the action as though you're right there as it happens.
So here we are with the podium of the pros. Koen van Dijk in first place, edging out Giel Vlucht, countryman from the Netherlands, and in third place, local boy Jason van der Spuy. What an absolute phenomenal performance.
On the women's podium, we saw Queen of the Air, Angélie Bouillot. She was taking to the sky, bringing in huge power and height into her jumps. In second, we had Francesca Maini from the UK, and in third, Nathalie Lambrecht from Sweden.
Here are some of the best tricks from this event in Cape Town. As the tricks get bigger and more complex, we want to bring you a little more detail on this kite loop board off laid back from Philippos.
So here we have Philippos flying at a kicker with beautiful edging, taking to the skies, looping that kite low, taking the board off and initiating the rotation with the pull of the kite. So what makes this kite loop board off laid back so much harder than a boogie board off, for example, is that in a boogie board off, you initiate the rotation during the takeoff. Whereas the kite loop board off laid back, you have to use the pull of the kite to initiate the rotation, which makes it an extremely difficult and complex maneuver, and one that the judges really reward. And what makes this one so special is look at how low that kite goes.
Let's quickly pull up some interesting stats from Koen and Angélie. So here we are with Koen van Dijk, who is showing some extreme and powerful riding with the highest scoring trick of 7.62. and an average scoring trick of 5.45. And his average variation score is 2.59. One of the most high performing riders on the tour with some very powerful riding. Here we are with Angélie's stats with a highest scored trick of 7.26, an average scoring trick score of 5.47 and the average variation score of 1.92. Angie always going next level, one to look out for.
So it's been an intense, highly competitive 2022 season. Taking the win is Giel Vlucht from Holland, narrowly beating Andrea Principi thanks to Giel's super high scoring S-loop in France. In third place we have Jeremy Berlando, and moving over to the women we have Justine Avril from France, the first ever champion of the Women's Big Air Tour, followed closely by Zara Hogenrath from Netherlands and Pippa van Iersel, who despite injury managed to put some great points on the board and secured third place.
What an epic tour, and I cannot wait to see you guys in the 2023 Big Air Kite League season.